Today is a day for when men and women of distinguished identities, like all of you, gather to celebrate, thank God, and make merry. It must be a great occasion. Back then, the greatest achievement of any young man was the occasion of marriage. Omyaka ejeira, amyaka yanje kwawo bwino omukazi okazaala n'abalongo uko buli w'amaanyi. But I must assure you that currently, today the world has changed. The greatness of a youthful man begins to be felt when they don an attire like what my colleagues and I are donning today. Fellow graduates, the preeminent people in my life are Mr. Kawashang Sebastian and his wife, the chief guest of honor, Mr. Fagil Mandy, a very passionate educationist, enthusiastic, principled, and humble man. Other family members, distinguished guests, spouses and friends, ladies and gentlemen, I salute you all in your respective capacities in the name of love, unity, and democracy. Today, I recount on a worthwhile academic journey that I have moved this far. As a little boy, for circumstances around my birth and nature were at that time telling how limited opportunities, dream to be somebody were at that time. At a tender age, when a young Ivan, now a big man, couldn't understand the meaning of a word school or classroom, he was led by his father, then and mother, with small provisions of local food, to go and start the journey, shrouded in mists of uncertainty. The journey began in 2005. For now more than 15 years, God and God alone has protected, defended, and guided my journey. I give glory and honor to the Almighty God who has seen through right from the time I started this journey of academics till now when I have accomplished my bachelor's degree. For his providence, grace, and protection, this has been possible. The first interaction with school for a rural, less privileged man whose dialect comprised of only Runyankore Chiga, the introduction of a new language was a very key point of excitement and adventure. The alphabet of English language, the vowels A, E, I, O, U, and their subsequent translation into our mother dialect, A, E, O, U, made education not only interesting, but also something very near to my young mind. I can remember, even after more than 15 years, the musical songs and the teacher's voice stressed in song teaching us the vowel song. We used to sing this song. Iwo mazilo linzerechi obutatwara omwana mwishomero ebirabirizo mutaiwawo tinde chikwetwa certificate derabo zone bepanga kandi go mwishomero chere derabichi bamanyire bone benda kushwerwa abashomere. So now, as I speak, I fully qualify of all these beautiful ladies here. Whether engaged or not, I think I have a stand to now propose and say something. So now that I have attained a certain level of education, I thank God for that. You can still see how, even today, more than 15 years from that time, when that song was blessed to the young mind of Ivan, the sacred and internal beauty of my first English language musical piece. In that song, there is the word certificate. It is in English, and then it was hard by then, though it was complicated in pronunciation. It still had the beauty to touch my soul and make an imprint on my mind for now 15 years. The journey that took shape in the end of the first decade of 2000, when I completed my primary school, was filled with experiences that I had gathered, and they became ingrained in the deep thoughts in my heart and in my mind. These experiences became a deep, thoughtful road that would keep on telling me like a voice that I had to go to secondary school and later on to university, which I did in 2018. The expectations that my little mind had envisaged from songs. The song we also had another song which used to go like this. Ola kola chiwe, ola kola chiwe, ola kola chiwe, kolmare bishom. Java doctor, Java doctor, Java doctor, kolmare bishom. So we used to have such songs. Then, those songs peeped into future jobs of doctors, engineers, lawyers, that formed the keep of thought that promoted my enthusiasm to read harder. The deep experiences that I gathered during the course of academic journey became the hallmark of my plans throughout the rest of my education journey. In secondary school, when I joined Secretariat Mshanga, there came a time when all dreams, a great educated future, became a realist that I came the classroom with the gusto that I intended to keep pushing my heart to love secondary school, to love the journey that would lead to the far-fetched dreamland of an educated future. When I came secondary school in about senior 2, I realized that I needed to go for a recognizable personality. When we are in schools normally, I never wanted to be under ladies and gentlemen. I always wanted to be an outstanding gentleman among all other students. The same way I'm planning to be outstanding among the 1,000 students and plus, which we have graduated yesterday. I beg with due respect to welcome the senior PRO of my great institution, Mr. Twinomozen Robin. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation. The biblical verse, a great name is to be chased more than riches and treasures. It became a superimposing ideology and person maxim, which saw me realize my brain's capacity and need to be a speaker and a leader. That was the time I realized that students who stood out then were always talented in music, dance, and drama, sports like football, volleyball, and among others. But here, a poor Ivan was talented in none. The son of a farmer suffered. I wanted to stand out, but unfortunately, I never even had any sense of style or fashion. Didn't know how to dribble, even a ball. Couldn't even put out a single stroke as you have evidenced here. I was just faking, trying to please, but my dancing strokes are not well. So then I suffered. People who had that talent enjoyed themselves. Girls in school liked boys who could dance very well, who were very good footballers, or who had swag in dressing. And above all, they wanted someone who was bright that he could be consulted in mathematics, physics, or chemistry. I was not a very bright student. I could not be the last, I couldn't be the first. I was always there. I could not be chopped, but they could not read me on assembly as a person who has outstood in academics. I would end up, I was not even bright in class. That meant that if I didn't work on my personality, I would end up the whole of my life or secondary school without getting even a mere girl to be my friend because I had no things that they liked. That's how I entered leadership, since girls liked rubbing shoulders with leaders. And actually my plan produced fruits that even brought girls not only in secondary school, But the magical plan made me a prince charming, that you can even see these beautiful ladies who are my friends as evidence. When I stood for guild president, these ones, at least each day, they would want to take a selfie with me, because I was standing for a very big post to lead a premier-minded institution. So I found my luck in leadership and public speaking. And in any case, when you are a public speaker, when you are a debater, you have the capacity to lead the students. Because what identifies us as human beings is not what we dress, is not what we eat, where we hang out from, but what we speak. However much you may be smart, you may be rich, but the moment you open your mouth, that's when people will determine who is so and so. So the moment I could be given a platform, really I could attract the girls who were yearning for footballers, who were yearning for fashionists. At least even me there, I could be their king, the same way you see them here. They know that if anything is related to speaking, I am the solution. The greatest myriads of experiences that I have gathered throughout my journey have come with my advancement to the university. The student leadership into which destiny that had come to me in my secondary school years back resurfaced in my university. In my university times, the destiny pushed me to realize that I had to be a leader once more. So I had to dare life a little more further. These people, Price, you have seen her. She was very vibrant. Prosy, Martin, Priscilla, and other people were not here. Became my moving engine as far as my political ambitions were concerned. They gave me comfort. They supported me in any way to make me a better student, a better leader, and a better academician. The thought that the degree alone, without any leadership or social contract, would not be sufficient for the day became a thing and a cherished ideal that pushed me for greater thoughts and led to greater heights. I pursued my dreams, and throughout that journey, I encountered the hardship of deep stress and time of thoughts that came to be of realizing that I had to be a great person at campus, that I would be a famous and renowned individual. I never wanted to be in Chambogo as an everyday man. Even at UBC, they know. Even in Kololo, where I interned, even among my friends, I no longer want to be considered as an everyday man. You look at him as an option. I must put everything possible to make sure that you have a reason to say I should be with Ivan. So when you see all these students, they were very bright and they are not giving, they are not sugarcoating me. For me, not until I give you a reason to keep around me, I can't stop hustling. And I can proudly tell you, after the electoral process, my lecturers, classmates, they all started calling me a new name, guild president, and from that day, doors were open. Now these people, some called me guild president, others called me by my brand, which I use, Oboteman. Trust me, when you enter Chambogo, even if you find there new students now, and you talk of Oboteman, they know it. So that was the brand we had given ourselves. So I started enjoying those benefits. Me just contesting, I could storm offices. How I came to know this man, it was because of that. Having the capacity, having the humility to stand and lead about 3,500 students in an institution. Just having that thought and continuing to execute that thought was a powerful decision I never regret. If someone here knows about Katunda village in Mitoma district, where my heritage can be traced, they must know that for someone from such a place to declare intention and show capacity to lead such a great institution is a big dream. Nobody ever thought about a person from Mitoma heading from Katunda, a deep village, a son of a farmer. Stakawasha is a farmer that would come, have that vision and that passion to contest. But I'm glad to tell you that we lived our dream. The lessons from the campaign live within me till today. I'm very grateful that even opened my eyes to desire to influence on a much bigger platform. While I searched for that platform, UBC, the national broadcaster, came through, and the amount of influence that the great broadcaster has had on my personal and professional growth is unsurmountable. If you can look at the very beautiful ladies, the wise and outstanding gentlemen here representing UBC, you can understand what I'm talking about. Immediately after I lost the again presidential race, went into COVID-19. From there, I hatched a plan that I am not in position to influence students through the leadership that is provided by the university as per students' constitution. I must look for a plan B where I can influence people positively. And UBC became my second home. I met these enthusiastic and humble, down-to-earth ladies that did not see me as a junior, as a person who had no experience, but they embraced me and tried their best to teach me what I could do to become the best of myself. Yesterday, I graduated with a bachelor's degree of arts with education, literature, English. But on the other hand, I leave Chambogo, the institution which is always represented by the PRO. 3 months back, I was in Kenya trying to, if you are careful in my citation, I'm trying to document causes of poverty in developing countries, not in Uganda. So I was in Nairobi, I met a professor. We are just off interview, having a simple discussion. So in so doing, he tried to ask where a young man studied from, not studying from, because he thought I had finished by the virtue of the exposure I gave myself. But when I talked about Chambogo University, he told me it is a recognizable university, Chambogo and Makerere University. Other universities in Uganda, I'm not saying they are bad, but I'm quoting what he told me, that Chambogo is a best university for the course I was pursuing. So I'm proud that I studied from Chambogo. So I did not, on the other hand, I didn't leave the mighty university as a mere literature and English teacher. I leave this institution as a junior journalist with national broadcaster, UBC. I leave this institution a better human being in all aspects. I leave this institution a more passionate and patriotic Ugandan. And while I leave this institution, forget the limiting circumstances around my birth and growth. Today, I'm a dreamer, I'm a believer, and most importantly, I'm an achiever. Ladies and gentlemen, today while I transition into a professional world, I'm greatly indebted for the spirit rendered to me by Kololo SS that allowed me in turn with them while I pursued my journalistic passion with UBC. And UBC for providing a platform, a naive and inexperienced, passionate young man that has by far jump-started my journalism career. In the same spirit, Mr. Senior PRO, Chambogo University, I appreciate it for accepting me with my big ambitions that often rendered me inconsistent and unserious. I'm forever grateful for those institutions. Most importantly, Chambogo University accommodated a journalist, a politician, and a teacher to be among students. Maybe we are pursuing one professional dream. I'm ever indebted for that. I want to encourage my fellow graduates to use the same spirit you have shown, the sacrifices you have made, the chikomando you have eaten. You can't go to campus and you tell me you finish without eating chikomando, given the fact that majority of us, 90%, come from average families. So the chikomando you have eaten, the sleepless nights you have endured, this I promise you colleagues is our ticket to our next destination. today, to my elders here and those following us online, plus my fellow comrades and colleagues from different institutions I'm working and identifying with. I call upon you to speak our names in rooms full of opportunities. We have been approved and certified by Chambogo University that we are competent and skilled enough to do any work in our field and other related fields. I'm proud to say that today, my dear comrades, I have grown and we are different from the people we have been. Now we are degree holders. We are no longer called senior six dropouts or senior six leavers. We are now degree holders. Now I can comfortably. What praises me most is that during my pursuit of a degree, I managed to expose myself to people even who have PhDs and who have big qualifications. Take a case in point. During my journalism career, I have interviewed a former chairman in a passionate education consultant, a very principled, humble gentleman, Mr.Fagil Mandy. I have encountered with senior PRO of Chambogo University. I have interviewed Vice Chancellor and his deputy. I have interviewed a number of big academic names. So I believe by getting a degree, it has simplified and given me a platform to explore greater heights. Allow me to appreciate Mr. Fagil Mandy for reaffirming what makes you a generational icon. Your faith in young people, your motivation, your humility and knowledge amaze me always as a person. Ladies and gentlemen, I continue to thank everyone for honoring an invitation of a then less privileged gentleman from Katunda, a son of a peasant, who at one time never thought that he could make things possible. I have learned one important lesson in life which has pushed me all this far, that no matter how educated you are, no matter how rich you are, the moment you don't have a gift of discipline, then you are a danger to the society. I implore you, my dear colleagues, my dear fellow graduates, my elders, my senior colleagues at UBC, my elders at Chambogo, my elders from Hillside, and all of you, my in-laws and friends, that let us remain humble and disciplined if we want to achieve in life. Lastly and most profoundly, my parents, Mr. Sebastian Kabasha, and your wife, Madam Yosa, remained and some kilos behind all the success I have achieved. And now is the time when that tremendous effort and sacrifice they did becomes prominent and vividly able to be immortalized in glorious celebration. As my parents, you have guided and corrected me whenever there was need. As my elders, you have shaped my life and aligned my resolve to work towards being a better individual. Thank you so much, and may the Almighty God bless you with more life and richly. Lastly, but not the least, there is something which has been technically and deliberately left out of my citation, which was said by Madam Lolini Kazimoto. Next time, I want to address you as the CEO of my own company. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your kind attention. I remain Ivan Tukundane, graduate specialist of English and literature from Chambogo University in the year 2018. I thank you.